Well, hello there. I thought I'd show you just a quick lesson in using the built-in tools in your Microsoft Word. So I get people turn in stories all the time and they go, "No, I don't know. My grammar's not that good. My spelling's not that good, and I'm not a good typer." Well, guess what? We're going to look at one of my articles and you're going to see what one of my first drafts look like. So pretty much my first draft is get it out of here and put it in the computer. Get it written somewhere. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it's spelled like, no matter what order the sentences are in, just kind of get it out of my head onto paper. And so that's the first thing. So that's what I've done here. Now, this is a story I've kind of been playing with a little bit in some other areas. So some of it's kind of put together and some of it is not so much. So I've just typed this very quickly into Word. And let me just show you how to use these tools. Again, these are included in your Word software. If you're using different software, it's going to have some version of something like this. So don't worry about this Pro Writing Aid icon. That's a paid feature. That's another piece of software that I use for some deeper editing. But the editor that's built in here with your Word app is just the editor. You can also access it by going to the Tools menu, and you see it says Spelling and Grammar, and you can access that there, okay? Okay, so let's see what the editor is going to do here. I'm just going to press the button and wait. You see. Over on the right now, we have a nice little handy list telling me how many mistakes I made. And you can see in the text red underlined words, blue underlined words. Now I can hover over that. Okay, I had to click. I had to click on that and it will give me some options, kind of like, did you mean this or did you mean this? Okay, and so I can pick the proper word here and I can check why does it say that. Okay, better to have no space after this punctuation. What? Okay, I had two spaces. Okay. So you can see I have some issues here, but let's go over. I don't have to scroll through the whole document this way. And this is really helpful if you have something long. I can go over here and see where it says spelling. I have 11 words that it has flagged for me to look at. Okay. You notice it doesn't automatically fix things. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, you might have words in here that are names or acronyms that you use in your work or specialty words that are not in the default library that's included in your app. So it gives you a chance to review all of the spelling errors. It also, there are also words that are spelled like different forms of the word are spelled different ways. And depending on how you're using it, right, is the right or the wrong spelling, like to or yours. And so you want to look at all of those like with your eyes, look at them, don't automate that. So let's click on spelling. And you see this whole sidebar now is going to take me through. Now, it's not starting in this case. It didn't start at the beginning of the document because I had my cursor down here and it just went to the next word in the list. So if you've already done the upper part of a document, you can jump down. So we're just going to start here, and don't worry, it won't miss the first part of the document because it'll loop all the way back to the beginning again when we're done. So this word amazingly. Okay, suggestions? Yes. So I'm just going to click on that and it makes the change and then it jumps to the next thing. Okay, and yes, I meant to say networking and population. Okay, these. All right, help. See this words that I misspelled? Now this, Sule, that's a person's name and it's flagged it because it doesn't know the name. Now I'm going to tell that one to ignore. African, okay? I need to capitalize that. Difference. And this again, this is the name of a partner organization. I will tell it to ignore that. And languages. And there, all of my spelling errors are fixed. Now let's go to grammar. Same thing. It's going to take us to the place where it found the error. We want to be careful. Okay, that's really a spelling thing. We want to be careful. We, just as we want. Okay, let's scan the document again. Punctuation conventions. That sounds fun. Okay, I have an extra space after the period. By the way, some of you have been taught to put 2 spaces behind a piece of ending punctuation, like a period or an exclamation point. That is no longer the case. Now they're saying just 1 space. You know what? If you put 2, I'm not going to get all bent out of shape on that. Okay? So you see now we have all these check marks. It's saying, giving me an editor score of 100. Woo! Now, if you do this, most of your writing is going to be in pretty good shape. Okay? There are still lots of things that this is not going to catch. But like, for instance, this. It did not catch this. PF. Not a word. I don't know why it didn't catch it. So you still want to read over this like with a real person's eyes. Now the problem with doing it yourself to something that you wrote is that you know what you meant. And so you won't see, we don't catch our own mistakes and our own typos. You could read backwards, word by word, trauma of and then you will see when words are misspelled. That's how you find individual words, is you read backwards. I know, tedious. That's why you get somebody else to do it. So if you have a volunteer who can just, another set of eyes, even if they're not a huge grammar person. Now, if they're not, there's all kinds of things, right? So you can hand a paper to one person and they'll say, you need more commas. And then you hand it to the same thing to another person and they go, you have too many commas. Okay, there's always going to be that. All right, better to get your writing out into the world than to fuss over all the commas all the time, okay? Do the best you can and get it on out there. So this will give you a great start to fixing those typos and spelling errors. Then again, go through it, with your own eyes as well, and then try to have somebody else look it over too, and you will be in really good shape as far as typos and spelling errors and basic grammar. Okay. Now, writing and making your writing compelling and powerful and strong versus things like passive voice and things like that. That's another matter where we get more into some deeper levels of writing skills. And so, but if you want to not have typos and grammar right there in your software, this is going to be a big help. Okay. More later. Enjoy your day.